If you watched the previous video, Contrarian Trade Citigroup, I apologize. I had to end that abruptly because my sweetheart bride of nearly 25 years, she was calling in, like to take her calls. So she didn't just call for no reason, even though she does call me several times a day. She had some accounting questions because she had just got off the phone with the accountant and they didn't know. Listen, if you ever want someone on any job, it would be my wife. She is the best at basically everything that she does. And because of her, I'm in the position that I am in, even though I've taken a lot of the credit because I've been maybe the face of things as we've worked through our 25-year real estate career, investing, real estate sales. We've owned a real estate brokerage for many, many, many years, etc. I've taken a lot of the credit because my name has been on a lot of things, but the backbone of it all, the foundation of it all has been her. So I like to give credit where credit's due, especially her. And one of the things I try to do, and I don't want you to tell her, because I keep trying, I keep working on this thought. I want to make sure she doesn't realize that I've married up and she married way, way down in Alabama. Gosh, Bart, just get to your point. Oh, the point is this. Let's look through what else we were doing. So we're letting Citigroup be called away at the 47. We just closed three positions on Citi. They were three put contracts at 47.50. Close those out happily for profit. We're gonna close or have these assigned for profit. Coterra's on the cusp of being called away, but it's down today, so it may not. We'll just spin it and we may roll it at the end of the day. So if it looks like it's not going to be called away at the end of the day and that buy to close premium is really low, how low can you go? Then we'll roll that. Coke, they can have it. You could have a Coke and a Smile and take that from me. I'm fine. And I'm going to run all the numbers of anything that's called away to see how we did. I'll run those numbers over the weekend. But that's all we have expiring right now for this week. But Stacy did want to know, the accountant, and my point was, Stacy gives the most accurate, detailed information regarding all our expenses and our income and our real estate trades, our buys and sells and rehabs and rentals and what did we sell, what didn't we sell. She gives all that information in detail to our accountants as the year goes on. So when it comes to this time of year, they've already had it for a while, and now they're scrambling because that's what accountants do. They're scrambling before the deadline, which I think is Monday, right? I think because April 15th falls on a Saturday this year, then taxes are due on the Monday the 17th. So they're calling her and they wanted to know if we had invested $7,000 each in our IRAs last year. We did. And did we contribute any money to our HSA, which is the health savings account? And we did. It was $7,300, which was the max. Why didn't they know that? They already have that information. So she was panicking that they were panicking and just wanted to confirm those answers with me before she got back to them. So enough about our accounting and taxes, but just as a reminder, when it comes to taxes, because I've already had a couple of comments with regard to this, which is, okay, yeah, you made that trade and you made X amount of dollars, but you got to pay the taxes. Oh, that's what you do. You pay taxes on money that you earn. Now, I did get some great tax advice from my new friend Brian Smith, who commented that you can sell puts or call credit spreads or put credit spreads out far, like from this moment now in 2023, you can sell them into maybe January of 2024, and you can close them at any time in 23, take your profit, but that tax event won't take place until 2024. So hello, another bomb dropped by Brian Smith, my new friend in stocks, options, and dividends. In fact, we're going to put on a trade based on his advice today, maybe a couple of them. So we'll get to that because I'm almost 5 minutes in and I haven't done anything yet on this video, but I just wanted to recap the positions. All of these calls, I'm fine with letting them go. Devon, what's it doing today? Devon Energy, it's down a bit, so it's just over 55. We'll leave those puts alone. If I get assigned, then I get assigned. We may roll them if it gets close. We'll see. You know how I like to change my mind as I go. The EOG, so EOG must be down also. It's barely down. It's at 121.26, and my call is at 122.50. I thought oil was up today. Let's look at the SPY. Currently trading at, is that accurate? Let's update it. Let's update it and just see where we stand on the SPY. So oil is up today, 0.71%. Not sure why Devon, Valero, Coterra are all down. Maybe it's because, for all I know, natural gas is down. I don't know that exactly. Okay, there we go. That's the updated number. So we're at 411.70 on SPY. We'll continue to watch that because I want to put on that long, it's a 2-week trade on the credit spread. And I'm looking to do, based on what's happening today, we're down, we're in the red, a put credit spread, which I have rarely done these days because I've been so infatuated by the call credit spreads on the 0-day or 1-day to expiration. So we'll look at that. In fact, we may put on, let's see, should we do a call credit spread today for a 0-day? We'll look at that in a moment because I have some other things I wanted to discuss. In fact, let's look at it now. Let's go back to Citigroup because I called the last video a contrarian trade. I want to look to maybe another contrarian trade, maybe a call credit spread on Citi, thinking or having the thesis that it might be overblown. The results, JP Morgan was good. I believe PNC was good. Citi is now good. Bank of America will likely report good earnings as well. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. But is it riding too high? Because, the moment we hear one little glitch in the financials, these are going to go back downtown to Chinatown. So if we trade Citi options, how conservative can we be on the call side and still make some dollar bills? And we're going to use, some ideas based on Brian Smith's expertise and advice, which is why don't you do more credit spreads, just period, reduce the amount of collateral, which leaves then the amount of money that I have in my settlement account collecting 4.4%. And that's great advice. So if we look out 2 weeks on Citi, currently riding high on today's news, is there any conservative opportunities that I don't see? Well, let's see. So 51 is at an 85, so that would be a 15. That's a 17 delta. We were thinking, if we're at 15-ish on these numbers, how far out do I need to go to really get comfortable? Or could we even get around the 90 number and then did like a spread between 52 and 55? Because right now that would create about a 7-cent credit, right? If we sold that and bought this, so that's an 8 credit because it just ticked up to 11. It'd be an 8 credit. But does the momentum continue with Bank of America next week and there's no news that would be negative for financials between now and April 28th? That's what we have to consider. So if we go out another week, how much more conservative can I be on the strike price and still have the opportunity to collect some premium at low, how low can you go? At low risk. So this is a 93% chance of probability, brings it down to just about an 8 delta. If you go out 4 wide, okay, so if you go from 53, if we put 53 on the board and then we buy the 57. Oh, that's the same as the 56. So if we do the 56, it's a 6-cent credit. 6-cent credit on a fairly, and I guess very conservative delta 3 weeks out on this 53, because when's the last time Citi has been at $53? I think it's been a while. I think it has been a while. And we got to be seeing some earnings recession soon. Obviously, not on the banks, because one of the things that benefited these big banks was when the regional banks started taking it on the chin, like really two to three of them going almost bankrupt, two of them essentially bankrupt. One of them I'm caught holding the bag with, Signature Bank of New York. There was a lot of flight from the depositors to the big mega banks like JP Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. So they benefited from all of that fresh capital and with the ability to buy treasuries that are now at the higher rates of return, which is what some of those regionals got caught with their hand in the cookie jar with conservative treasuries, but when they were really low before all interest rates started to go through the roof. So looking at the Citi, going to year to date and just scrolling through. So you had lows of 43. So this is during the time, we bought 100 shares, but we had highs of 52.35 this year, 52.35, and then a 52 week, so a 1 week high was 54.56. Okay, so if we're looking back at the 53, that's a fairly safe number, correct? Fairly safe. And what the Fed meets right before that, so that could put some pressure on it. But in the meantime, I think Citi is going to come off of this big number just a bit. It'll settle back down when we've got a couple of red days in general, trading with the market. So we got 77 cents on this credit spread, call credit spread on Citi. And it looks like we'd be a low. So there's our 7 cents. If we do I just want to do, if we review that order, it's only $1,500 in collateral. And it's not really because if I wanted to really go crazy, I would do a bunch of contracts because still the risk is low and the collateral is low. But it is a call side. The put side would be easier to manage. As Brian Smith said, on the put side, I can always sell the the long leg for a credit and roll the short leg out if the trade goes against me. On the call side, it's, in this scenario, I'm essentially selling the naked call because I don't have it covered with the shares. So if we do that math, 35 divided by the collateral of 1,500, okay, that's a 2.3% in 21 days. That's a big number. Divided by 21, multiplied by our fantasy math annualized number of, that'd be 40.5% on your collateral, okay? Let's just do it for fun and hopefully profit. Let's try that. What do you think? Let's do it, Bart. It's only 21 days out. It's at a strike price that is extremely high probability of profit, very low delta. It's only $35, but $35 is $35 I didn't have prior to this trade. $35 on the call credit spread. I'm surprised it didn't fill right away. I'm very surprised. It's probably because, as we speak, Citi's going down just a little bit. So we'll leave that up. 48.63, 48.76. So it should fill today, that little baby credit spread. And then continuing looking through our positions, we have a bunch of calls on the board that we're fine with them being called away and then just going back to the wheel, selling some puts. And we are definitely going to be selling some puts today. In fact, I was looking at this one earlier, and I've already missed some of the boat. Boeing went downtown to Chinatown today on news that they're not going to be able to deliver as many of their jets as possible because they've got a company that provides a very important part that they're not going to be able to fulfill the order that Boeing has. So that is going to stall the delivery, which of course, if you don't take the delivery, you're not getting all your dough. So currently at $201.50, it did. I was looking at it when it was in the mid 200s. Should have put on a trade there, but that's okay. We can still get in. We got a little red going on right now as we speak, 201.49, but down over $12 bills today. I feel that that's an overreaction. So let's just look at some of the premiums on this. And we might do another Brian trade, which would be a put credit spread if we trade the options. And let's just look at the Boeing. Here is Boeing. That's not an updated. There's an updated number there. We have the analysts are saying hold. The propeller heads are saying hold. Wall Street is saying buy. You know, it's a great company. They've been around, of course, forever. They haven't paid a dividend, though, since 2020 when the airlines were taking it on the chin and we're not ordering any jets, any planes. And I just feel like it's an overreaction and we could make some premium right here and right now. What was the other thing I wanted to do? I wanted to look at earnings. Let's look at the earnings just to see what's been going on. So they report on April 26th. I think they're still going to beat because, they've been stacking up their orders because China's back in business, etc. They've had a bunch of losses in a row as far as their earnings have been concerned, all the way back to 2021 Q3, all the way up to through now. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't know why. Who told me that? Let's see what Zach says. Zach and Screech over at Zachs.com. Slater, I think, was working on the Boeing account. Let's just see what they're estimating or guesstimating for the next earnings report on Boeing. Why does that so most accurate estimate they're saying I see. I'm looking at the math wrong. There's a minus sign right there, Bart. So the current estimate is 79 cents. Is that what we have over here at Seeking Alpha? What do they say at the Seeking Alpha? They have it at what are you looking at? They have a minus $1. So has that been adjusted? And they're saying they see a minus $3. So that doesn't make me feel great. But if we did a trade before earnings, is there any way to capture a little bit of action based on the volatility that's currently happening? So if we look at the volatility for Boeing, 30%, that's not high, but it may be a little higher than normal on the Boeing. Did we have the RSI up on here? I think I did. Yeah, there's the RSI. Currently at what? 48. What was the low of the day? 42. So the higher the RSI considered to be overbought, the lower considered to be oversold. Not big numbers today. Okay, now it's creeping back down towards the $201 mark. All right, so if we go out just 7 days from today and we look to do a put credit spread, and then we'll manage it according to what my friend Brian Smith said. If that trade gets into trouble, we'll sell the long leg, which would be what we buy, right? And then we'll roll the short leg. So let's see what this would look like if we were to sell a put. Is there some action that looks interesting? Go back to, do we have two Boeings up here? I think so. Yeah. So I got a Boeing up here year to date. What was the low year to date? 196.16. Let's go out 1 year. We should, I'm going to discount through that September, October, early October, because everything was downtown to Chinatown. What did it do after that? Whoa, is it all the way down here? Whoa. Talking out loud, I know. Yeah, you see where it's recovered very nicely, but has it recovered too much? Is it what do they call it? They say it's a hold. They say almost everything's a hold. What about alpha spread? What do they say? Sorry for the long deliberation, but as I said, I'm trying to do as much as possible while the video is recording. I spelled Boeing. There it is. Boe, ticker symbol. What do they say here? They say it's overvalued by 7%, but we would be selling puts under that number. Is that right or not? I don't know if we can get action on that in a week. Can we get action on real low in a week? If we go down all the way to like something crazy, like 185, let's just see what we can do at 185. That's a pretty low number, right? 185, it's 94% chance of probability. It's a delta of 5. And then if we buy, so this would be our long leg. This is the long side of things. One, that's get you two. Okay, so if we go just from 185 to 177.5, as far as the difference in our strikes, it's a 14 credit. Probably need to do what, 15? 15 would be a high likelihood. What about 16? Oh, 15. It's 10 contracts too crazy. So on 10 contracts, we would have about we'd have $7,500 in collateral. Okay, so if we review this order, it'd be $700 or $7,500 in collateral on a $150 credit. So 150 divided by 7,500 is 2% divided by the 7 days multiplied by the annualized 365. It'd be 104% return. And then we could manage it. We could manage that if it does turn against us, but is it going to go downtown to Chinatown from its current number of 289 all the way down to 185 in 1 week? My synopsis is no. So let's see what's up here. Let's try to put credit spread on. It's pending. It's full. We collected $150 on $7,500 collateral. Now, if I would have done, of course, I wouldn't, but if I did 10 put contracts without that long leg, because the long leg acts as two things. One, it creates this credit spread, which then way lowers the collateral involved in this put trade. The other is it's like a bomb shelter in case this trade gets nuked. If there's nuclear disaster on Boeing, and there's more bad news after this bad news. I mean, it could easily run right through my 185 strike, and then I'm in trouble on the entire trade if I'm just sitting on these puts, because they would be cash secured puts, and on 10 contracts that'd be $185,000. So this acts as lowering my collateral involved and also lowering my risk, because this becomes essentially a stop loss with regard to this trade. So there we have it. Boeing on the board. We got Citigroup on the board on a call credit spread. Going back up here to SPY to see what's up there. Why isn't it clicking through? Why is my computer frozen? Are you still there? The recording, is this still on? There it is. It's back. I don't know if you caught any of that. My computer froze up. We're almost 25 minutes into this, bar. It'd be nice to let me leave and go watch some other people's videos that aren't as long and drawn out. So many words. But the other thing I wanted to look at was SPY, but where did SPY go? I spy with my little eye. Somehow I got rid of it during my tape delay, during my frozen delta. All right, SPY 411.42. We're getting close to where we might want to enter a put credit spread. 14 days out. Yes, indeedy. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll be back very soon to check in with you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm just begging you. Subscribe, like the video, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.